Hello, I'm Joshua from Inspired Martial Arts. A few people have been asking, so I'm going to go over my stretch routine. Before we start classes, I have about a 20 to 30 minute stretch, just so I don't pull anything. I recommend doing it as well, whether you're an adult with us, especially because obviously we're more prone to pulling muscles, but even if it's with your child, trying to encourage them to stretch at home, increase their flexibility, their kicking height, and makes it easier to kick as well as not, getting injured or anything like that. So I'd like to start off with some normal light stretches, just because obviously I've not warmed up. I do static stretching. The first one I normally do is my butterfly position. Now, feet together, pull your feet in. Now, pulling your feet in is a good way to get your feet closer to you. But I also find it easier to put my hands behind me and then push my bum forward so I can get myself a lot closer to my feet this way. And then trying to keep a good posture so you're not hunched over here. And then you can bounce your knees up and down. Or if you have a partner, they can put light pressure on both knees. Sometimes I will use some weights and I'll put weights on my legs, like the ones that go around your ankles, or just some disc plates, something like that, just to go a little bit further. Okay. To make this stretch even better, sometimes I will grab a belt, which I'm going to go and do now, and a bag. Obviously, you'll have to improvise at home with what you have available. I try to hold this stretch for a couple of minutes. Now, in class, obviously, we don't have the time available to be able to do a stretch that's 10 minutes long. So if you want to stretch before you come to your classes, especially with the grading up and coming, I recommend stretching before your grading, because we don't typically do one in the grading because time constraints. So stretch before you come and you get high scores, hopefully. So I wrap my belt around something so I can pull myself forwards, deeper into the stretch. And again, I'll hold this for a little bit. I normally have my music on just to chill out too. And then just make sure you're concentrating on your breathing. So breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, nice and relaxed. And you'll find that you can go deeper into your stretches. Okay. Second one that I do with the bag, I'm going to do it whilst the bag is here. I'll put my feet flat on the bag. And again, using the belt. Or if you've got we often do partner stretches in class, especially with the Roads and the Warriors, where you will stretch with a partner because they can push you just a little bit further. However, you do need to listen to your partner because you don't want to injure them. They obviously can stand behind you and push you forwards the same way that I'm pulling myself now. And typically I'll rotate through these stretches. So I'll do this stretch for a couple of minutes, just a minute and a half. But later on, I'll come back to it and pull myself a little bit further when I'm nice and stretched. Another stretch that I do to start off with is it's a variation of the splits, really, where you're just going to take your legs out of it so that you've got no pressure on your knees. And I just take my legs out this way. You can either do it up here and try to act like you're pushing yourself backward, like you're trying to sit down, or you can go down onto your elbows. But again, I'm trying to push my body weight backwards that way, so like I'm trying to sit down. Okay, and again, I'll hold this for a minute, 2 minutes. Okay, so we've got that one. And then once I've done that one, I'll go into my normal box splits. Again, this isn't as far as I can go, but this is just so I can reach over to one side and the other side. But again, I'll obviously hold them for a little bit longer and in the middle as well. With my hands there to support, I can go a little bit further down. And you want to make sure that you're not coming forwards like this. A lot of the kids do this. You want to come backwards with it so that your mass is above your hips, so it's sort of pushing you down. The gravity is making you go down. And if you can take your hands off the floor, obviously you're going to put more weight pushing you down, but this can be hard on your knees. So that's why I recommend doing the previous stretch that we just talked about, because it takes off the pressure onto your knees, especially if you've got any joint problems. Obviously, we've got simple stretches, similar to the ones that we just did with the bag, where you've got one leg in front and you're just going to reach down. And then a lot of these stretches, I recommend sort of rocking gently. It'll let you push past where you're comfortable to go just for a split second for that extra deep stretch. And obviously, you've got two legs to do both. A lot of people that are better one side than the other, don't stress. You can't reach toes. It's not a problem either. Just reach down as far as you can. And both feet together. And again, you'll see in this one, I'll rock back and forwards this way. Nothing drastic, just a gentle rock. Okay. Moving on to some moving stretches. Camera set up here, but normally I put one hand on the wall. Actually, we can use the bag for this again. Now that I'm nice and stretched and I can sort of throw myself into it a little bit more, I'll lean on something just to keep my balance. One leg at a time. I'm going to pull it straight up. I'm not doing any kicks. This isn't how you should do a side kick. Obviously, I'm not chambering. This isn't practicing for any kicks. This is just a stretch. I'm bringing my leg up and swinging it. Nice and relaxed. I normally do about 20 each side. Obviously, I'd be facing away from you to the other side, so I'm not going to do that side right now. But we've done our sideways splits, our box splits. So now I'm going to do my forwards splits. I normally wouldn't start off with this one, but I'll show you this one first because this is what we're practicing for, is to be able to go really far in this position. Obviously, we'll help with our front kicks. Box splits helps with your side kicks and your roundhouse kicks. And then sitting down on that back leg, you can bring that leg in if you need to, reaching down and touching your toes here. And of course, doing both sides as well. Okay. Just to help you warm up for going for the full front splits. Knee on the floor, leg straight. I should probably show you this way so you can see what I'm doing on my back leg. Your knee shouldn't go in front of your foot, but take it as far as you can and pushing your hips forwards. Try to keep your chest facing forwards. And then we straighten that leg. And we're reaching down again. Taking it out further here. Now in this position, you want your center of mass to be above where you're trying to push down. So obviously I want my groin to be towards the floor. So I don't want to be hunched forward like this really, because there's not much pressure there. If you need to put your hands here, that's fine. But if you do want a deep stretch, try to put your weight above where you want to move down. You can put your hands off to the side and sort of lean sideways into it to do a bit of a sideways stretch as well. Again, we're just stretching different muscle areas. And that's that. Okay. Obviously, I would do all these for a little bit longer, but how long you sit in these stretches is completely up to you. A good stretch, I would say, is about 20 minutes. I will give you one more. It's a little bit goofy, a little bit silly, but James will laugh at it. So let's go and do that one. Now, for this one, you do need a wall. I don't know if the camera can see me. Probably not. This one's a little bit silly. You can put some ankle weights on or just some heavy shoes, heavy boots. And what you're going to do is sit against the wall, sideways like this. And then you want to stay as close to the wall as you can. Go upside down, taking your legs out. And obviously if I have weights on or even without weights, the gravity is pushing my legs down and I'm in a quite comfortable position. You can read a book. It does look a little bit silly, but hey, no one's watching you. And even if there is, you're doing a stretch, it's fine. Okay. And it's quite comfortable. But yeah, with some ankle weights on, they're going to be pulling your legs down. A little bit of a silly one. But if you need to prop yourself up with like the butterfly splits or anything, you can use a wall behind you. Some people, when they're in the butterfly split, end up leaning quite far back or hunching over. All of these stretches, we want our back nice and straight. Okay. And there you have it. That sums up my stretch routine. I have a few more stretches, so if you want some more, let us know if you want a part 2. Or if we can show you off some different ones that you can do with your partners. Partner stretches are really, really good because you get pushed a little bit more than you would normally push yourself. Okay, so that's that. Thank you.